I'm here to do my personal penance, my atonement for that game.
Judging by the tweets we received, I think most of the listener comments directed at you will be on target, which is more than I can say for any of Kenny Pickett's passes in that game.
All right. I get it. Already we're starting with glib comments about the quarterback.
He was horrible.
I know.
He was on a day where everybody not named TJ Watt and, of all people, Anthony McFarland looked horrible. Tomlin, Canada, the entire offensive line. I didn't know PFF made numbers as low as they had for Dan Moore and for Isaac Seumalo and for James Daniels on a day where everybody sucked. The guy who was by far the biggest reason why people on this show, people who listen to this show, people who tweet about this team, the guy who was by far the biggest reason why people had so much optimism because they were so bought into his year 2 jump, looked like garbage. Worse yet, he looked a little bit intimidated.
I agree with that.
I don't really like to use the word scared.
He looked rattled, Chris.
I definitely don't use the word soft because no football player is, but he looked intimidated by what San Francisco was doing, and that is a very bad sign.
Right from the beginning. I mean, he was off his game from the first drive. I'm shocked he played that poorly. I didn't like his body language. I didn't like the way he looked. He looked nervous. He looked timid. He didn't look sure of himself. Like, should he take the blame as the guy that was their worst football player yesterday? Of course he should. I'm not going to try to spin whatever we watched yesterday into a positive and say, I saw silver linings in it from him. I didn't. I mean, it makes me feel a little bit better that he didn't cost them the game single-handedly. Like there was this heroic effort from the defense like we've seen the last couple openers. And
or
Kenny,
like the Dolphins game last year where he threw a lot of picks and they didn't pick enough passes off.
No, it was a complete team failure. He was the one who let me down, and I think let Steelers fans down the most. So yeah, I'm really bummed by it. Like it was hurtful. It sucked. It was painful for me. It was like somebody had Andrew Filipponi voodoo doll, and they were sticking pins into my groin area and around my nipples the entire game.
Oh, buddy, they were using a hunting knife, not pins.
It was that bad. So if I'm going to sit here most of the time and act like I'm Kenny's personal hype man, like I'm his Don King, I've got to wear it today. I don't think that it's fair. Like I'm probably his most vocal supporter, but I don't feel yesterday like I went out on a huge limb.